Hi, I'm Balan Madhavan. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the need for understanding your subject before you make the picture. If you want to shoot the fastest land mammal on earth, you need to go to Africa. Yes, cheetah is the fastest animal on earth. When I say the fastest, it is the fastest mammal. Of course, there are other creatures which can move much faster, but among mammals, cheetah is the fastest. So, if you have to shoot a beautiful photograph of cheetah against the vast plains, the savannas of Africa, your first choice is naturally Masai Mara or Serengeti. I'm going to talk about this particular picture, and it's got a relevance. It's simply because you're in Africa doesn't mean that you can make a good picture unless you understand the subject well. Your attempt may not succeed. I'll give an example here. I was taking a small group of aspiring photographers to Masai Mara in Kenya. For 5 days, we were traveling on safari vehicles through these open African plains. And we shot a lot of photographs of the great African elephants. We shot beautiful prides of lions and so many other creatures. In fact, Masai Mara has become so touristy that animals never bother about the safari vehicles, or they sometimes even come so close that you can touch them. But that doesn't mean that you can make beautiful pictures of that. In order to make beautiful pictures of animals in their habitat, you need to understand the behavior of the animal. I will show this with this particular example. For 4 days, we were searching for the cheetah, but we did not come across them. But on the 5th day, suddenly our driver gets a message that at some particular point, a couple of cheetahs are there. So immediately we rushed to the point. After about 20 minutes, the driver stopped our vehicle and he said, "Sir, now take your cheetah pictures." So in all my anxiety, I took the camera and started searching the whole landscape. And I could not find them. And I said, "Where are the cheetahs? Where are the cheetahs?" He said, "Where are you looking? Look down." So when I looked down, about 5 or 10 feet away from the wheel of the vehicle, 2 cheetahs were lying there. With all my excitement, I made a couple of clicks. But suddenly I realized that I'm just clicking photographs of 2 cheetahs just lying down on grass. I could take the same photograph from any zoo. This is not my picture. I told the driver, "Hello, this is not my picture." He said, "Sir, take your pictures now, because in another 5 minutes, the whole landscape is going to be surrounded by about at least a dozen vehicles. So make your pictures now." So I said, "No, this is not my photograph. I want the cheetah in all its grandeur set against this beautiful savanna." He said, "Sir, that may be your dream, but the cheetahs are right now in front of you. You take the pictures." So I said, "I don't want this picture." Then I started looking around, and about 100 or 150 feet away, I saw this huge fallen acacia tree. Then I told the driver, "Take our vehicle close to the tree." He said, "Sir, you will miss the vantage point. We are right now so close." I said, "This is not my picture. please take our vehicle close to the tree and park where I say. So with a bit of reluctance, he took the vehicle somewhere close to the tree. At about 50 or 60 feet away from the tree, I said, stop. Now let us wait. There is a reason for this, because I understand the subject well. I have done enough studies before I went to Africa about the behavior of the cheetah. Cheetah may be the fastest, but it also shares the same landscape with much larger predators, like the African lions and the spotted hyenas, sometimes even leopards. All these animals share the same landscape, and there is a lot of competition between these animals. So, the cheetah has to ensure that no other dangerous animal is in the proximity. In order to do that, cheetah has to check the horizon periodically. So I was very sure that within a few minutes, one of the cheetahs will definitely go to the tree, climb the tree, and look at the surroundings to check whether there are any lions or spotted hyenas. My prediction became true. By the time the pathway, tracks, everything were filled with a dozen safari vehicles, and everyone was madly shooting the two cheetahs lying on the grass. But we waited patiently. After a few minutes, both the cheetahs got up, started walking towards the tree. And when they reached the tree, they sniffed, then did the scent marking. These are all basic behavior of mammals. And after that, one of the cheetahs jumped on top of the tree, went to the vantage point, looked around, and finally, before it got down, turns its head towards me and my camera and gave me that one moment for which I was waiting for. This is the picture. So, understand your subject well, understand the behavior of your subject well. Whether it be a bird or an animal or even an insect, if you know the behavior of your subject, then you can even predict the movement and action. And here is a prime example for such a photograph. So, next time when you travel, do a little bit of research on what are the subjects that we are going to come across and what will be the behavior of each of these animals and birds. If you learn, if you do the homework properly, you can also make this kind of beautiful pictures. Thank you.